As you may recall, we have here the gesture-controlled MP3 player with haptic feedback. What has changed since the last time, you asked? Let's take a look. The interaction model is far improved and now allows for enhanced browsing. Let's review the old interaction model again. First, the user must turn the trigger on, make gesture, receive haptic feedback, and then the music changes as a result. Now let's take a look at this interaction in action. First, turn the trigger on. Then, make a gesture. Feel the haptic feedback, and the music begins to play. Now, let's take a look at the new interaction model. First, the user must turn the trigger on, make a gesture, receive haptic feedback. If the feedback is correct and recognized, the user will confirm the trigger, and the music changes accordingly. If the feedback is incorrect but falsely recognized, the user would confirm the trigger, but the system vibrates twice to indicate an error and resets. If the feedback is incorrect and not recognized, the system vibrates twice to indicate a timeout and restarts. How do we know if the haptic feedback is helpful? We don't, so we need to test it. In this study, we will measure the effect of tactile feedback on the command gestures. Let's walk through the study. First, the experimenter will teach each of the gestures to the participant.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Anya.
Thanks for coming to participate in our experiment today. Today, you'll be using the Gesture MP3 controller. Let me show you how you use it. First thing you have to do is cover all the sensors in order to play the music.
Like this?
Yeah, just like that. Then, to go to the next song, move your hand over to the right, just like that.
Like this?
Perfect.
After all 6 gestures have been reviewed, the participant repeats all of them one by one in order to confirm her understanding.
Okay, now let's see if you can remember the gestures that we just reviewed. Please show me how you play the music.
Like this?
Perfect. Now, can you remember how you go to the next song?
Like this?
Just like that.
Once it has been affirmed that the participant knows each of the gestures, the experimenter will show her the walking track that she will be using, as you see here. These are the arrows that the participant is following above their heads to guide them along the track. Now we have reached the crux of the study. After putting on the controller, the participant will walk the track while manipulating their music accordingly.
You ready?
Yes.
Excellent.
You're on.
The tasks are being read to the participant through a feed in their headphones. Because the track is located above their head, the participant is not able to view the watch as they make the gestures. If they do, then the head movement is noted by the experimenter. This is referred to as the blind condition. Prior to settling on the track that you have just seen, we also explored several other variations. We began by following a solid route of draped caution tape, as you see here. Next, we hung individual straps of caution tape hanging directly from the ceiling. Then, we hung a poster board with arrows at about eye level. We asked participants to stay to the right of these poster boards. And finally, we come to our ultimate decision of putting the arrows on the ceiling. allowing for clearest direction and greatest blindness to gesture controller. While the participant is walking, the experimenter is recording the time to task completion as well as the gestures being used, whether they are correct or not. They are also watching for digression from the track and will measure the length of track covered during the study. The same participant will now repeat the study without receiving haptic feedback. In this within-participant design, the order in which the with versus without haptic feedback conditions are presented will alternate with each participant. After the first set of participants has completed the study, the next set will repeat the same study but will follow the track on the ground rather than the ceiling. This will allow easy viewing of the watch during the study. This is referred to as the normal condition, unlike the blind condition before it. We hypothesize that the haptic feedback will greatly increase the gesture accuracy in the blind condition when the participant cannot look at the watch. To a lesser extent, it will also improve gesture recognition in the normal condition. We shall see.